comes down to fertility, there's a lot of different things that go into it. There's a lot of different factors that a lot of us, especially as men, don't think about. I know when I was younger, it was stigma to not have a child and all this other stuff out of wedlock. But it's a stigma, and if it happens, it happens. Every child is a blessing. So something I want to speak about is the changes that I had to personally make to get my life together. My wife knows all the numbers and all that stuff. I can't say that I know the numbers, but the key thing that I do know is that I didn't have enough to make it happen, first off. Secondly, and another big factor was that a lot of them were abnormal. So that comes from a lot of different things. For me, it was smoking and just eating wrong. You know, my body had a natural, from over time, from what all the tests and everything else, had a natural deficiency in vitamin D. Also, I had cholesterol issues going on, and smoking in general, it just changes your body's chemistry. It changes the way that your body produces different things. And smoking became one of the biggest factors that came into line with me. What led me down this path, of course, I smoked for a very, very, very long time. But the biggest thing that led me down into these, the biggest thing that led me down into this was the fact that, you know, I went to the doctor and my numbers came back horrible. And came back showing somewhat of some plaque near my arteries in my heart. And I asked where this came from. You know, I work out, you know, I smoke, but I work out. I mean, I don't eat the best, but I work out. And that's all I thought I had to do was, you know, maintain somewhat of an active lifestyle and I'd be just fine. But that's not everything that goes into it. So for me, I had to make that decision to stop smoking. So last November, I mean, before then, but last November was a date that I'm setting that I stopped smoking completely, because I was still vaping and doing other things. Last November was the date that I say that I stopped smoking completely, because I did other things of vaping, other stuff that kind of tied me along while I was overseas. But the biggest thing for me now is just to stop completely, and I've been able to do that really, really, really good. Secondly, is eating right. So, and this should just be me, but looking at me and looking at my family and everything else, the meat doesn't do our bodies good. It didn't do mine good anyway. And leading up to a heart attack, I had to cut out somewhat the bad nutrients in my body. So I went vegetarian, and I still do some dairy, but I take B12 vitamins, I take omega-3 fish oil, take D3 vitamins, and those things have changed my body chemistry tremendously. Okay. One thing I know is that sometimes I have this gut going on, but my gut comes when I don't eat enough, which is so strange. And my wife, she's really big on making sure I eat enough meals throughout the day. So with me being a vegetarian, I have to eat more than the average person, because my body doesn't have a lot to break down. So it ends up storing fat because it thinks that it's starving. All right, but this changed my chemistry on my body. So my recent numbers you saw in the previous episode, those numbers came from that. They came from the change in the diet. They came from all that. I go and work out now with the wife every day as much as I can anyway. Because she's been on a fitness journey for a very, very long time, and she's doing really, really well at it. She's going to be doing some personal training and things like that real soon. So we're working on that. Of course, you know, when the child comes and all that, you know, we're gonna definitely have to, when she gets pregnant, we're gonna have to curb some of that stuff. But either way, there's no need to stop right now. So, yeah, fitness. It was a long journey for me. It was a long journey for me to change my diet. But the push that came from, it had to come from outside forces, it had to come from on high, to tell you the truth, because in the end, someone tells you that, you know, you could be setting yourself up to die, when someone talks to you on that level, you'd be surprised at what things you can change in a short amount of time. So that's where mine came from, and it seems to be translating into everything I've ever wanted and everything I've ever needed at this point. And that is to successfully get through this IVF, to successfully have this child, to move forward in life, and to set up that next generation for success. Thank you so much for your time. I hope y'all enjoying everything. There's more to come. There's more emotional things that are going to be said. There's more different facets to this that I hope the other people, that you'll get a lot out of.